Hey you. Yeah, you. How are you really doing this morning? Be honest. Did you wake up feeling like a ray of sunshine, ready to conquer the day? Or did you hit snooze a few too many times, drag yourself out of bed, and feel like a dark cloud was hovering over you before you even had your first sip of coffee? If it's the latter, you're not alone. And no, it's not just because you're not a morning person. There's actually a science behind why some of us feel this way. It's called morning depression. And today we're diving into what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Because you deserve to start your day feeling good, or at least okay. Let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is morning depression? Well, it's not just a fancy term for being groggy or hating your alarm clock. Morning depression is actually a symptom of a larger condition called diurnal mood variation, which is often linked to depression. Basically, it's when your mood follows a pattern, feeling worse in the morning and gradually improving as the day goes on. Sound familiar? For some people, it's mild, like a heavy fog that takes a while to lift. For others, it can feel like a crushing weight that makes getting out of bed feel impossible. Now you might be thinking, okay, but why does this happen? Why does my brain hate mornings so much? Great question. Let's break it down. One of the biggest culprits is your body's internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm. This rhythm controls everything from your sleep-wake cycle to your hormone levels. And when it's out of whack, it can mess with your mood big time. For people with morning depression, research shows that their cortisol levels, aka the stress hormone, spike way earlier and higher than usual. So instead of waking up feeling refreshed, you're basically starting your day in fight or flight mode. Not exactly the peaceful morning vibes we're going for, right? On top of that, your brain's neurotransmitters, like serotonin and dopamine, might not be firing on all cylinders first thing in the morning. These are the chemicals that help regulate your mood, energy, and motivation. So if they're running low, it's no wonder you're feeling blah. And let's not forget about sleep quality. If you're not getting enough restorative sleep, or if your sleep is disrupted, it can make morning depression even worse. It's like a vicious cycle. You feel terrible in the morning, which makes it harder to sleep well at night, which makes you feel even worse the next morning. But here's the thing, knowing why this happens is only half the battle. The other half is figuring out what to do about it. And trust me, there are things you can do. Small, actionable steps that can make a big difference. So let's talk about some strategies, starting with the most important one, light. Light is like a magic reset button for your circadian rhythm. When you expose yourself to natural light first thing in the morning, it sends a signal to your brain that it's time to wake up and get going. So as soon as you can, open those curtains, step outside for a few minutes, or even sit by a window while you sip your coffee. If you live somewhere where natural light is scarce, especially in the winter, consider investing in a light therapy box. These mimic natural sunlight and can help regulate your mood and energy levels. I know. The last thing you want to do when you're feeling low is exercise. But hear me out. You don't need to run a marathon or crush a HIIT workout. Even just a few minutes of gentle stretching, yoga, or a short walk can help boost those feel-good neurotransmitters we talked about earlier. It's like giving your brain a little nudge to say, hey, we've got this. Another game changer? Your morning routine. And no, I'm not talking about some Pinterest perfect hour-long ritual with green juice and journaling, although if that's your thing, go for it. I'm talking about creating a simple, consistent routine that sets a positive tone for your day. Maybe it's making your bed, listening to your favorite playlist, or taking 5 minutes to write down one thing you're grateful for. The key is to make it something that feels good and doable for you. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. Food. What you eat in the morning can have a huge impact on your mood and energy levels. Skipping breakfast or loading up on sugary carbs might give you a quick boost, but it's usually followed by a crash that leaves you feeling even worse. Instead, try to balance your breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Think eggs and avocado on whole grain toast or a smoothie with Greek yogurt and berries. It's like fuel for your brain and body. Of course, none of this is a one-size-fits-all solution. Morning depression can be complex, and sometimes it's a sign of a deeper issue, like clinical depression or a sleep disorder. If you've tried these strategies and you're still struggling, it's okay to ask for help. Talking to a therapist or doctor can make a world of difference. You don't have to tough it out on your own. Morning depression is real and it's tough, but it's not a life sentence. With a little understanding, some small changes, and a whole lot of self-compassion, you can start to shift the way you feel in the mornings. It might not happen overnight, and that's okay. Progress, not perfection, right? So tomorrow, when your alarm goes off and that heavy feeling creeps in, remember this. You're not alone, and you've got tools to help you through it. You've got this. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If this resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more real, honest conversations coming your way. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're worth it.